coverage of the spring. Seemed like it was kind of back and forth, offense, defense, both doing some good things. You know, what did you see out there that you liked? You know, what do you want to work on continuously?
You know, I thought it was a good day overall. Some really good things, both sides of the ball. Thought we made some explosive plays downfield offensively. That was good. Made some critical stops defensively. Had a big turnover. Right now, because we're kind of in that middle of spring ball, we were thudding up today, just trying to keep everybody sharp, you know, not get anybody hurt. And but I really like where we're at. We're where we need to be right now in spring, and we'll work on a couple more things next week.
Coach, earlier it looked like Craig Burt Jr. took a hard hit. How's he doing?
I haven't had a chance to talk to the trainers yet. You got his bell rung there, so after this I'll get a chance to talk to him.
You know, Jared's the first guy you threw out there at quarterback. I think a lot of people think of him as kind of the front runner for that competition based on his experience. He probably, you know, played the most out of everybody out there today. What did you think of him? And, you know, looking at that starting quarterback position, is there any way or any chance that you name the starting guy before, you know, close to the regular season?
No, I thought Diggy had a good day today. You know, we're going to let guys compete all the way through fall camp. Our guys know that. You know, right now he's getting the ones reps. I mixed in Austin Reed a little bit with the ones as well. You know, he hasn't been here very long. I think there's really good talent in the room with all our quarterbacks. Want to give all those guys an opportunity to continue to compete. You know, you go through spring football, you go through summer, and then you go through fall camp. By that time, everybody's had their fair share. So that's the biggest thing, is just keep getting guys reps. But I thought Daggy and all the quarterbacks did a nice job today.
Coach, I'm just looking at Caden Beltcamp, a guy from local South Warren. Can you kind of just talk about how he's done so far in spring practice?
Yeah, he's done
takeaways from this game today.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. You know, he's a mid-year graduate, so you know he was in high school a couple months ago, and he comes here mid-semester, and he's a guy that's very serious about his craft and wants to be a good quarterback. And he's dived right into it. And, you know, been very, very impressed with what he's done so far. You know, being a young guy and coming in and learning the offense right in the middle of the year, that's hard to do. So, but he did a nice job today. And you know, it's tough sometimes when you're the youngest guy, you don't get a ton of reps. But he's making the most of his reps right now.
I know you said you like where the team is at right now, but with the spring game, I think being about 2 weeks from today, if I'm not mistaken, you said there's some things you guys could work on. Specifically, what does it look like, and how do you want to see that first?
Well, I think, you know, there's some young players that can help us next season that need to get more reps, and we threw a couple of those guys in today just to see what they can do. There's a couple spots that we got some decisions to make probably coming out of spring, and that's why I want to get as many people reps as we can. A couple situational things we need to work on, get into some 2-minute scenarios, some goal line situations and scenarios, some last play scenarios. So all those things we have left to do in spring. So we'll get all those questions answered by the time we're done.
You know, with the local guys, Caden obviously gets a lot of attention because of the position he plays, but there were 3 others that got a lot of reps today, it seemed. You know, J.V. Bunton was back there, Tommy Mustafa, number 85, and then Kerryon Thompson on the defense. I know all different positions, but what did you see from them, and how do you see them working into this team?
Yeah, I think all those guys can help us. You know, they were good young players that are local, and we always want to make sure that we're getting the best talent here locally. And all 3 of those guys are great people, and they're fighting for reps right now. And you know, again, we'll carry it all the way through fall camp to see how much they can help us. But right now, I've been very, very impressed with all 3.
You know, looking at the defense, really the first time we got to see live action today. You know, schematically, it kind of seems like, you know, that front 7, the D-line, the linebackers, gives them a chance to be really productive, whereas with, you know, Coach White, the safeties like Devin Key had a lot of production. You know, I guess, what have you seen from changes in the defense, and, you know, I guess how much along those lines have you seen?
Yeah, I really like what we're doing defensively. It puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, keeps him thinking, you know, we're bringing an all-out blitz, and the next snap it's the same look, and we're dropping into coverage, and so it really makes it a hard day at the park for a quarterback. You got to be on your game, and so our guys really enjoy playing in that style of defense, and they're playing fast right now. Helps your secondary out because the quarterback has to make quick decisions. So there's a lot of guys that, you know, in this style, some names you haven't heard before that are starting to show up a little bit, and we just got to keep them going and keep them sharp, and I think we'll have what we need there.
You know, would that change? Is that Coach Summers coming in and wanting to do that, or is more like the personnel they have, like a guy like Matthew Flynn or a Nico Cooper, a Donut, that it fits their style more so?
Well, really, I'll be honest with you, I think it was the perfect storm. We were transitioning more to this style. Coach Summers came in knowing what we were wanting to do. Coach Crum leaves to go to Ole Miss. Here's Coach Summers, and he already knows. I mean, he's been in the system. He knows how to run the system. So it was kind of a mixed bag of, we knew this is the direction we were heading in, and Coach Summers had a background in it, a lot of experience, a lot of success with it, and I think we had the right personnel for it. We have a lot of good linebackers, secondary players that are, can run, and there's a lot of those bodies, and we mix in some good guys at the D line, like a Donut or a Darius Shipp and a Broderick. Those guys are really good up front, and all of a sudden, some guys that might not have played as much in the previous defense, now they're starting to become stars in the new defense.